Oh, so I'm here at the beach. I've been beach bumming it because Chronicles of a Targeted Individual. So I've been beach bumming it because the psychotic ass cult, the cult leader, this network of fucking freaks and geeks that are basically thieves, murderers, liars, and cheaters. I don't even know what to say about these people anymore. It's a huge network, and they're all well connected. Like I said, this is industry people, people in law enforcement, wealthy people, but only wealthy because they've stolen money and resources, land from people just like me. Like I said, I was brought to this country as a sacrifice child. I had money in my name because of my heritage, and I was adopted into a cult family, and targeted by several families. Actually, they're all networked together, and all of them, like I said, are well connected. Some of them are married and connected to celebrities. Brandon, one of the main cult leaders that has been antagonizing me and was paid well to do it for my life, so that I would be a sacrificial lamb. He was actually married to a celebrity. That would be Janet Jackson. They have a celebrity cult and coven, and you know, for me to say these names, it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, you must be crazy. No, I'm not, because the industry is very much like this. This is what they do. This is how they make their money. This is how the people that are on top, the elite and the wealthy, amass their wealth. This is exactly how they do it. So when you hear the shit about, oh, Elon Musk, this, that, and the other, Bill Gates and stuff like that, they worked hard and they built their, no, the fuck they didn't. And people need to realize that. Like, we're the ones that fucking they build their backs off of. Like, I'm not, this story is maybe exceptional in some ways, but I'm not super exceptional. MK Ultra experiments, like these Monarch experiments, the military experiments, all of these government agencies and all of the things that they all link together to do, this is all very real, and it's happened. I mean, there's plenty of people on YouTube that talk about their experiments. I was just listening to a lady the other day that was talking about the tunnels and her experiments and stuff like that, and how, you know, she's had handlers and all kinds of crazy ass shit. So anyways, I'm being heavily targeted right now. That's because a lot of legal issues have come up for these people. They have been found out to be fraudulent. There's false documentation, false birth certificates. There's been a fake death and a funeral for me. One of the ways that I have died, apparently there's several ways that they've tried to take me out, is by a car accident. So in the interest of these people being well connected, I am driving Death Trap car number 5 from Enterprise Rental Car, which is a crooked company that has been in cahoots with networking with them to try to take me out. I also just got poisoned coffee from Shell this morning. I got coffee from them yesterday. I've been stalked and harassed everywhere that I go. This psychopath, Brandon, he's been doing it for years. But what happens is, I'll go into a place, I'll purchase something, I'll purchase an item, he'll come in behind me, he will talk to people about what I've purchased, and then go ahead and make offers or bribes to have those items either poisoned or, you know, set aside so that when I come in, they're put on the shelf for me to be poisoned. However he does it. Some of these people aren't real people. I'm just gonna say that like that. Believe what you want, I don't care. But some of these people are just heavily greedy, low vibrational, racist, whatever, and just willing to take money to do horrible shit to people. And the funny thing is it doesn't just affect me, it affects other people. Because if I'm being sprayed and poisoned in public places, if things like coffee carafes and stuff in gas stations are being poisoned, then other people are being poisoned too. And you have to think about the level of evil that takes, you know, to be able to do that just to target one person. But here's the thing, is it's not just about targeting me. They're trying to eliminate people in general. This is like population control. This is about control in general. They want an artificial world, and they want artificial people. Now you get it, like there's Agenda 2050 or whatever, where they, like, I mean, you can think it's a fucking conspiracy if you want, but the word conspiracy comes from the word conspire, to conspire to do something. They are absolutely conspiring to, like, fuck up the entire human race. And when legal issues arise, when the people wake up, when people start to call those things out, they target people in even harder. But again, MK Ultra, I just saw stuff about cloning and stuff like that come out. People understand and do see these things happening, so it's not far-fetched for me to say that. Anyways, me being a heavily targeted individual, I tried to rent a car because my original car was destroyed. The intention has been since 2024 to basically destroy my whole life and entrap me in certain places so that probably I could be harmed and eventually taken out. I have been systematically poisoned. I have been gang stalked, harassed, gaslit, and the poisoning and everything, because I have strong DNA. It's part of my bloodline. I'll just be honest about that. So, but the poisoning and all of the constant things that have been happening to me have been to put me in a weakened state and eventually, take me out. A lot of, like, my life has been altered. My mind and my memories have been wiped. During the course of my, because again, like I said, I was a stolen baby, adopted, whatever. My mother was killed. I had like I said, I have several fake birth certificates. I am not from America. And, like I said, I was always supposed to be a sacrifice. So who or how I went was whatever. But I have been beaten, I've been raped, I've been physically and emotionally abused, specifically by this handler, this cult leader that is really trying to target me now. He's in a lot of legal hot water along with a lot of other people. He's done a lot of lying, he's done a lot of conniving, and pulled a lot of people in. A lot of people are really involved in this, and some of these people were straight up lied to about who I am and what I am and stuff like that. So he's in a lot of deep legal trouble. His wife Janet is in a lot of deep legal trouble. They have to prove and basically that I am, like they have to, basically prove that I'm dead and stuff like that, they're really hoping that they can take me out. So they've told the lie that I've gotten in some kind of car accident or whatever. There's also life insurance behind this. And so they're trying to corroborate that by actually getting me into a car accident. But the funny thing is I am being poisoned at the beach is what's happening. Like, basically, like I said, everywhere that I go, this virus that he runs up behind me and finds a way to try to poison me or do something to me. So I'm just gonna, I think he walked away, but he is up there. They might be messing with the focus on my camera because they're in my camera anyway. But anyways, there's this, there is a lifeguard up here. And I know it was him specifically because he got up and walked away at first, and now he's back. I don't know if he knows that I'm filming him. They might be telling him that, but I'm well aware. And you guys can go ahead and watch. My phone is like burning up, so welcome to the show. Hello. Basically, but this lifeguard stand, there is a lifeguard in there. He's a chunkier, like not super chunky, but he's a chunkier little Caucasian kid. I was just sitting right in that area, right over there, kind of close to that cone, and I was sitting there with my backpack just chilling. I had my back turned to the lifeguard station. I'm sitting up on that platform a little ways away from the water so that I could keep an eye on the car because there's a lot of suspect ass people. And even as I'm saying that right now, the air feels like really contaminated. But anyways, I had my back turned, and the reason why I'm saying that, the reason why I know it's the lifeguard, because they've been following me this whole time. So they know that I've been frequenting the beach because I've, been stuck in my car. I can't really rent a hotel because, like I said, they bribe the hotels or work with the hotels or whatever they do at the hotels. Like every single fucking hotel I've gone to has poisoned or set up a death trap room. Again, this is Enterprise rental car. This is the 5th car that I've had that's been death trapped. You see that I have all of this shit plugged up to to the hilt because they've basically rigged the air system for poison. So the other ones that I have yet, I don't know, to experience any like mechanical issues like the lane change thing or whatever. But they've rigged every car or vehicle that I've gotten from them to have some sort of mechanical issue. It always has some kind of gas issue. And then also tire issues and all kinds of things, but they've been rigging that. And this is Enterprise specifically. So they've been working with these people heavily. That's how you know this is like some kind of industry thing and these people are connected in some way. But let me tell you, there's no amount of money or clout that can pay for the karma that you have to pay back for trying to injure or harm somebody that you don't even fucking know for reasons you don't even fucking know. But anyways, go back to this. I'm not trying to like film everybody. You can see his little elbow out there, but this little halfway chunky prick right here was sitting up there. Anyways, I had my back turned to the lifeguard stand, and you know, like I said, after being poisoned so much and having shit sprayed at you, you just automatically get the symptoms, you know, and you just start picking up like, oh my god, I'm being sprayed. So I'm turned around, I'm, you know, sitting there doing my thing on my blanket or whatever. I'm sitting, you know, kind of kitty corner to the ocean, but also so I can see the vehicle. And this kid, it feels like whoever's in my phone is fucking with my focus, because so the fact that I'm not trying to focus, like I've just got my lens zoomed in, but the fact that my camera keeps going blurry, pay attention to that, because my phone is running really hot right now. So the people that are gang stalking and harassing me are constantly hacking and surveilling my phone. My phone is burning up right now, and the focus is going in and out. I'm not doing anything to the focus, I've only zoomed in. So that just lets you know that these cowards are in my phone trying to fuck with this. And this just, the things that happen like this just let you know that this is really happening. The fact that my phone is going in and out and being blurry, the fact that when I do try to upload these things, it takes forever and sometimes they don't get uploaded at all, or that views aren't seen and stuff like that. They're really trying to suppress this, but this is the absolute truth. So anyways, the blanket, I'm sitting on my blanket, I've got my back turned, and all of a sudden I start getting these aches and pains up and down my back. And when this happens, it happens in my neck, and the aches and pains happen up and through like the upper part of my back, like up in my cervical area. You know, I started to feel kind of lethargic and just kind of like, you know, and I've been working hard to decontaminate myself. I actually just did laundry and stuff like that, so that nothing that was sitting in the car before I was able to decontaminate it, you know, still had shit on it, because like I said, I've been sleeping in the car. So I just instantly started to feel kind of achy and lethargic, and then all of a sudden, like, my throat kind of started to get kind of like itchy, or like kind of like, you know, like you want to cough, and my eyes started to burn. That's very much a symptom of and like I said, the fact that this keeps getting blurry every time this, you know. And I'm sure the funny thing is I'm sure that like they've notified him that I'm actually like saying something about it, but I know it was him. So I instantly like started to feel like, you know, okay, somebody sprayed something. So I looked back behind me, and you know, I see the lifeguard or whatever, and he's sitting there shaking his foot or whatever. The other thing is like, I'm a pretty intuitive person, but you don't have to be super intuitive to know that sometimes to read somebody's energy or know that they're doing something suspicious. And with all these fucking people and clones and weird people showing up to gang stalk and harass me, again, the blurriness, you guys can keep blurring it out, but it just proves that you guys are very guilty, and you guys are in my phone. That's all, because all I'm doing is holding it and talking. The fact that it keeps blurring in and out, pay attention to that, because these are the people that are in my phone. This is Brandon, this is Justin, his little gay friend that he fucking sleeps with, and they're witches and warlocks and all kinds of weird ass cult shit. Like, these are weird, depraved ass people. Like, so when you go to, like, next time you go to like celebrate or praise a celebrity, think twice about it. Make sure you do your research on these people, because most of these people that are in the industry are involved in bullshit, just like what's happening to me. Anyways, so I looked up and I see him kind of shaking his foot and stuff like that, and he's kind of, you know, sitting there and stuff. 'Cause like I said, after so much time of, you know, doing this, you start to just notice people around you. And he kind of looks over and stuff. He doesn't kind of look over at me like all the way, but he just kind of keeps looking over to the side or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? It's obvious that he, like I said, I'm not doing that. It's obvious that he, you know, it just that he had something going on, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, the little white girl walked up or whatever, and relieved him for a minute, and then he walked up to this hotel over here. I think this is like the Monterey Beach Hotel or Monterey Bay Inn or some shit, but he walked over there. So it just seemed like, you know, all of a sudden, you know what I mean, like he sprayed the shit. Like I started to like notice it, and then he kind of went away or whatever. And like as so I came to my car and stuff like that and vacated, and as I'm sitting here talking about it, I noticed that he's back. Like I said, my phone's running hot. They know that I know that this shit's happening to me, so they're just, you know, trying to do whatever they can. You know, this is total bully behavior, you know what I mean? But this is what bitch made ass people do. Because really, if you really wanted to kill me, just show up to my face and kill me. You know, all this spraying me with poison and dumb shit, like it's old and it's stupid, and the only reason these people are doing this childish ass shit is because they're in trouble. You know what I mean? You stole from people rightful, you know, fair and square. Like I said, I've been raped and beaten my whole life and abused so that people could turn me into some kind of basket case so that they could have some kind of whack ass, fake ass power of attorney and conservatorship and reason to siphon to steal my money that was meant for me. You know what I mean? The idea was to make it look like I was physically, mentally, whatever, emotionally incapable and incompetent to handle any kind of large amount of money, or just any kind of anything, or just so that people could just be like, oh well, she's incompetent, I'm her power of attorney, and I'll take the money. So, and again, like I said, these are celebrities too. Like I said, Jan Jackson's up in this bitch, you know what I mean? She's loosely related to the adopted family that I'm in, but she's secretly married to this motherfucker. Now, they've been up in court and in trouble for this shit, so they're trying to act like they don't know each other, but she's been secretly married to this clout-chasing, money-hungry ass, fucking demonic ass cult leader that is basically, you know, obsessed with trying to take my ass out of here because of whatever. And from what I understand, he's lost access to most of like the accounts that he has that have been stashed overseas, but he does have, he is a weasel, so he does have a substantial amount of money left over, at least, enough to bribe people. You know what I mean? I know that I know that whatever he's giving to these people is not cheap. To sit up here and bribe a motherfucking lifeguard, to sit up here and spray poison. That's the other thing too, is like shortly after I started to feel the symptoms, 2 ladies walked up to this lifeguard stand and asked some questions about parasailing or about sky surfing or whatever the fuck the guy in the middle of the ocean was doing. Now, if I'm feeling the symptoms, other people are feeling the symptoms too. Like other people are inhaling the same shit. So this motherfucker has taken, like I said, it had to have been a substantial bribe, because your money, you're putting your whole fucking, you're putting yourself in jeopardy. Not only are you putting your job in jeopardy, but you could go to jail for this shit. You are going to go to jail. You're going to catch some karma. Not only that, some of these idiots are just taking money to handle poison. You're not worried about your own motherfucking self? You're not worried about yourself? What about your own self-preservation? Like, okay, so I'm gonna go handle some military grade ass shit that I don't even know anything about, and I'm gonna spray this poison all over this person for what, $1 million? Couple $100,000. I don't know what the range is that this desperate motherfucker is doing this for, but there's no amount of money, again, that it should put your life in jeopardy. You're putting other people's lives in jeopardy. Like I said, right after I started feeling the symptoms and my eyes started burning, you know, the stuff permeates the air. It stays in the air for a moment. And again, there 2 ladies literally walked right up to the tower stand and talked to these people. You know what I mean? And this lifeguard and shit, and asked him some questions and shit. You know what I mean? That's probably why he's sitting over there shaking his foot and shit. Because you look crazy as hell spraying that shit trying to attack one person. You done put a whole contaminant in the air. And I know this because they did this on the plane too. I think that was an actual clone. I'm going to just say this, it sounds crazy and stuff, but there are cloned people in this world and they actually admit the shit. You know what I mean? Either that or they are people that were paid substantially to sit on a plane and spray the shit on me when I was trying to get away from these people. It's one or the other. But you better know that clones exist. And the clones, this doesn't impact them the same way that it impacts actual human beings or people like me, because they're not real. they're not bound to the same codes that we are genetically. So anyways, make it, it sounds crazy, don't care. But I had drank some coffee that day. Luckily, I'd gotten some coffee that wasn't poisoned. You know what I mean? So I was actually more awake. You know, I felt pretty lethargic on the first flight that I took, but on the connected flight, I was more awake. And I could still feel the poison. I could feel the symptoms. I could feel the burning in my eyes. By this point, I had put on a face mask and wrapped up my hair and shit because they sprayed me all up and down and through the airport. And like I said, on every flight that I took, not the last flight that I was on because I didn't order anything, but on the Southwest flight that I took when I went to Texas, the bitch ass crew poisoned my coffee. And then when I went to because they kept watching me. And then when I went to the restroom, they dropped poison on my carry-ons, and then poisoned my luggage. Like I said, there's another video where I explained that my luggage was gone through, and there was a lot of gaslighting that happened. Like a key was taken out of one of my storage keys was taken out. It was put next to like one of my little stone hearts, which was taken out of my luggage, a little stone heart that I carry. And it was, you know, meant to tell me like, bitch, went through your luggage and shit, and that my storage was contaminated. Somebody got into my storage. Now that lets you know that this place is a serious violation of human you know, beings, because the fact that you could do that to be able to get into my storage, which is locked and coded, just shows that, you know, there's a lot of corruption in this world. So anyways, so I was sitting there, like I said, right around that area,